Very good morning to you, Jess, and good morning, everybody. On our big grand final day, the BP Adelaide Grand Finale, we're on the Adelaide Street Circuit where the cars are currently bathed in sunshine. Do not blink, however, because things can change pretty rapidly out there at the moment. Been showers overnight. The track is wet at the moment. 25 cars rolling out of that tight little pit lane, the shortest, in fact, for time loss for the entire championship season. Only 20-odd seconds to roll down there.
So the name of the game here at Boost Mobile qualifying, obviously, is to go from 25. We're going to come out with 18, and we've got a crash at turn 8. That's Cooper Murray. So the wheels come off. I thought he hit the fence, but he hasn't. There's no scar or mark on there, but they'll have to stop this session.
I lost the wheel halfway through turn 8.
He has actually hit the wall, has he? It doesn't look like it's got much damage, but the wheel is definitely parted company.
Feeney now has gone to the top on a 6.5 while Cooper's down there in that runoff area. Let's go back and have a look now and study what has gone on. Turn 8 again, he got the inside curb. Actually, he has well and truly slapped it. And ultimately, it's done huge damage and it's parted company. Dragged the
pit exit is now closed.
Yeah, so the wheel nut has actually parted company. The wheel nut's parted company and it's turned itself into the fence. Now that's actually a good job by Cooper to gather that thing up and not have a monstrous crash there.
Yeah, so there's bits flailing in the background. You can see at the background of that
swarf
shot.
And and there's the wheel nut still rolling along on the inside of the racetrack. And there's the wheel gone. There's the brake rotor gone.
And that's as a result, the brake rotor braking is a result of slapping the concrete down there. It's probably lucky in many respects that they got away with it as lightly as they have. So we triggered a red flag, no surprise, and frozen the clock at 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. 90 seconds remaining now in part 1 of qualifying for our final day.
So both these cars will get 2 laps. I can't believe the massive gap behind the 888 cars. I think they're the Penrite cars. Massive gap, because at the end of it, you end up with a trail of cars so long, they're all battling. So all the protocol stuff, throw all that out, just press on.
Now, Matt Payne just got a curb hop, turn 2. Track condition doesn't look too bad here. I've seen a couple of bits of heavy-duty understeer there for Brock, and that's just because the track's slimy.
So Payne may get another lap, Neil, but he was so far back, that's my point. You get a curb strike, if he doesn't get another lap, he's smashed himself.
Track looks tidy through turn 8. It's looking better in the braking area down here at turn 9, but how hungry can you be? How far do you dare push it? Because if you get it wrong, the concrete's ready to eat you. Turn 10's got that little river across it there, and if you come out of the line, which is exactly what happened then, you'll drift up to fences. That was about as close as you dare, rolling the dice out of the final corner. I beg your pardon, out of the left-hander at 11, now into the final corner.
He lost a lot of time there compared to Will Brown. He'd made ground on Will Brown at that point. So Feeney will go to the top, the 21.5, and then Will Brown with a 21.3. So currently that's the benchmark.
And Payne gets through just in time. Now the flag is out, so he got out of jail. Randall to the top, he's dug himself out from the bottom. Mostert now on top, 20.7 for him. 1/10 of a second over Tom Randall. Remember, they had a wild battle yesterday. Heimgartner and his teammate forward now to the top of the tree. But focus on the line. Ojeda, Courtney, Golding, LeBrock, Cameron Murray, obviously with that car damaged, and Cindric. They're all below the line at the moment. But Brycey forward with 20.5, maximising, and all of a sudden there's a chunk of time in this sequence that's been found compared to the lap speed previously.
Massively, because that area behind the pit at turn 11 that you commented on before, the sunlight had got to that spot, so a lot faster in the background. Now Kai Allen is on a really good lap. Cam Hill's gone to the top of the 20.4. So Kai Allen and Payne, they'll be the last to get their second lap.
But Feeney is right on the edge here. Feeney is sitting in 18th position. So how fortunes change in this business. He had that moment on the previous lap at turn 11 because he's been pushed down the order as everybody else has migrated. Is this lap going to be good enough to keep him safely in the game?
Yes, 20.3, well done.
We've seen some nail-biting finishes as Matt Payne now also manages to get out of jail at the last moment.
Well done.
20.1 for him.
Fastest.
We saw Chaz Mostert do it yesterday with seconds remaining in a session to be able to get out from being buried down in that order. So LeBrock, Evans, Cindric, Waters, Reynolds, Cameron, who was on the front row yesterday, they are all stuck now in that position. That's where they will start our final race of the year. Outside the 10 at the moment, Golding, Allen, Davison, Wood, Percat, Randall, Jones and Kostecki.
Just looking for who will get the last lap here now, based on there's only just over a minute remaining, and the track position will be really important. Big slide, massive slide on the way in there, and Forward's got a curb strike.
That was Brodie Kostecki, who did move up into position number 10 and then had that big cross up through the 1-2 complex. Anton De Pasquale's on screen here at the moment in 12th position in the danger zone, as is Forward. Golding, Allen, he's a championship contender.
This lap of Mostert's looked really good. Mostert's lap, this one that he's on right now, looks really good.
He's going to further improve if he's mistake-free in the final sector, and he does. He gets it down to in fact, we've moved the numbers again, 19-2 now for Payne, so it's changing that quickly. You can't even spit out the numbers they're achieving. So keep an eye on whether Mostert can climb over these guys. Brown just critically got a curb strike. So did Randall. Feeney moves up into position number 2. Woody does a 19-1 for the top spot for the moment. And Mostert didn't have a strong final sector.
He didn't improve.
No,
he wrecked the final corner.
Yep, really strong in the first 2 sectors, and then somehow
4 tenths slower.
He must have sprayed it somewhere. So outside, Ojeda, Jones, Golding, Courtney, Davison, Kostecki, Forward and Percat. Ojeda just moved up. Brodie moves up into position number 11, not enough, and in fact just eclipsed by his teammate Will Davison. In fact, Jaden's just come up into the top 10. That's a big story.
That is.
Pushes Randall outside the 10. Well done, Jaden Ojeda. And man of the match in part 2 of qualifying. And Brock Feeney's on a lap here.
Yep, Feeney's done a really nice job. So the cumulative number for Ryan Wood and Brock Feeney looks almost identical at a 46.9. Matt Payne just about a tenth away from that number. Just slightly improves a 19.2, still second. Feeney, I think, will go faster. We're looking on board now with Anton. Anton comes up 3 spots into 4th with a 19.2.
But Corley Jones has just jumped into the top 10 in position number 6. And that time for Feeney was a 19.1 in the end. And in fact, just as I spat it out, Ryan Wood further improved, and only in the minor digits, a 1:19.14 for him. Qualifying results, part 2 of qualifying. This is about those that progress. We're going to see that group of drivers in the Boost Mobile Top 10 shootout. The last runner in that sequence is going to be Ryan Wood. He's been speedy all weekend. Those that didn't make it in the tales of woe include Cam Hill, Bryce Fullwood, Tom Randall, Will Davison has out-qualified Brodie Kostecki. Then it's James Golding, followed by James Courtney, and then Nick Percat. Jack LeBrock, Evans, Cindric, Waters, Reynolds, Cameron and Murray, the group that were eliminated in the first portion of quali.